The Arizona Cardinals just hired Nathaniel Hackett as their offensive coordinator. Sorry, this is for the people who accidentally clicked on this instead of the Cardinals breaking pop. Happy Wednesday, and welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show. Regardless of what Rubis says, this is not the PHNX Cardinals show. It's the PHNX Sun Devils show. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. I'm Anthony Totri, joined, as always, by Professor Oates, who hasn't been eating his oats lately.
Yeah,
of course, we have the freckled mamba behind the Mac, making all of that magic happen. Emily, JJB, Sharon, Shortbus, Parker, and others in the chat, ready to hear from those Arizona State Sun Devils. I will tell you what, if you are not subscribed to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel and you're an Arizona State fan, do it right this second, because the next 3 days of content on this show are better than anything that you are going to get from any other Arizona State outlet out there. And I will stand on that. Today, you're going to hear from Cutter Boley, Omarion Miller, David Abbott, Reed Harris. More stuff going up on our YouTube channel with Lyric Rawls and some other incoming transfers. Tomorrow, we got a special guest.
That's not even what you're talking about.
Tomorrow, we had a special guest for an hour-long interview right in these chairs. You're definitely going to want to stick around for that one. That one's a good one. And then on Friday, we heard from some returners today as well. So we're going to be letting you guys take a deep dive into what they had to say on Friday. So buckle up for the next few days, because if you're an Arizona State fan, this is the place to be. Rubis, okay. But for me, I wasn't here this morning.
No, you
for the last several hours.
I was like, "Where's Totri?" And I was just wandering around the office.
I know,
like a lost
buddy.
Child.
I know. It's okay. I'm here now.
Thank you.
We're good. We're good. Hopefully, Ayrton was able to lead you.
No, he was just.
He abandoned you. Yeah,
I
that's
literally
fair.
just walked.
I saw Ayrton on my way in from the elevator. He was, I think, coming out of the bathroom. I said, "What's up?" Totally just sped walked past me.
Look, Super Bowl week leaves our producers doing a lot.
Doing more than
they already do.
Exactly.
Which is an insane amount of work.
Yeah.
Compared to all the other All-City teams, we have like the least amount of producers.
Yeah.
And then when there's a big event, then it gets even harder. And then we have a huge week. And so it's like, of course, Ayrton has stepped up to the plate and knocked it out of the park with the ASU stuff. And so, yeah, look, don't just subscribe because obviously the Arizona State content is great, because it is. Subscribe because we're less than 300 away.
Yeah, less than 270 away.
Yeah, we are getting really close to 50,000 subscribers. And that's a funny comment, Sharon. Sharon says, "Does somebody give Erik an iPad or something to help him pass the time?"
Jeez.
No, I was just going, Totri.
Yeah.
Totri.
Yeah. That's funny. I hear that same thing from, like, my bed calls me that same way at about 8:30 at night.
You're such an old man.
Yeah, I know.
You're an old man. I'm a baby. We're the PHNX Sun Devils podcast. Hit the subscribe button, dude. I'm pumped for tomorrow, man. Maybe the people in Discord can.
Yeah, I'll let them know. I'll let them know tomorrow what we got.
Become a diehard.
Yeah.
Become a member. My lord.
We got some fun stuff. We got some fun stuff. Just because it's the off season doesn't mean it stops. And I'll tell you what, I feel real blessed that I was able to go out to those facilities today and chat firsthand with a lot of these newcomers and see a lot of them up close and personal. And before we get into what they had to say, I'll tell you a couple of different things. This team is big. They are a lot bigger than the team was last season. They're a lot bigger than the team was in 2024 when they made that run to the Big 12 championship. And they're big at a lot of different positions. Right, it's one thing to hear that a player is 6'5" and then kind of brush that off. Right, you see Reed Harris up close at 6'5", you're like, oh, I'm like, okay, this is 6'5" wide receiver. Yeah. Right, you look at Cutter Boley, standing next to Cutter Boley. And I mean, I am no slouch here at 6'3", but like
sure.
Cutter Boley at his height, like I believe 6'4", is a towering quarterback. You look at those new tight ends that are here, Anthony Miller, Christian Ingram, like those, or Ingman, those are some big dudes as well. So like one thing that I think you're not going to notice maybe from these clips, or you're not going to hear a lot of discussion about now, but something that I'm telling you to look out for when spring ball does roll around, when fall camp is here. This team is a lot longer and a lot bigger than they were at some key positions in 2025 and 2024. I think it's going to make a massive impact offensively and defensively. I know today we're talking a lot about the offense. And the reason I want to talk a lot about the offense is because if we take a quick look at what was really missing in 2025, it was the offensive production that this team put up in 2024. And these numbers at first glance may not seem like astronomical differences, right?
Eye test. Can we put the eye test box on this graphic?
Exactly. In 2024, Arizona State was throwing for 199.9 yards per game. We know that it wasn't a ton compared to everybody else. Why? Because they were running the football a ton. But in 2025, they threw for about 6 less yards per game, buck 93.6. On the ground, pretty similar, 229.5 in 2024 to 223.7 in 2025. So about 12 yards difference per game, which may not sound like a lot, but the 12 yards per game in my mind factors into these last two just a little bit. Points per game for Arizona State. They were averaging more than an extra touchdown a game in 2024 than they did in 2025, 32.9 points per game in 2024 to just 25.8 in 2025. And then this is a big one. I mean, the third down percentage, just astronomically different. This is where those 12 yards, I think, comes into play, because Arizona State in 2024, a team that won the conference, 46.2% converting on third down to just 33.2 in 2025. The guys we talked to today certainly going to help.
Yeah, they are. I mean, that paints the picture of what we were just lamenting so often, which is the red zone difficulties, right?
Yeah.
Like, you add an extra 12 yards per game on there. Well, if those 12 yards come in the red zone, that's probably at least another touchdown, right?
Yeah.
And so the offensive yard production was not, we were never lamenting of like, this team just can't get downfield. We were never lamenting like, oh, this team just can't get yards, right? Sure, they couldn't get third downs. That
was clear.
That was, I mean, the numbers say it, the eye test says it, but they couldn't convert. They couldn't play. Like they couldn't get touchdowns, and that was at the end of the day the biggest problem that they had. And when you look at the weapons specifically, yes, size, as you said, matters when it comes to.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Size matters.
Size matters more than stars. Yeah. That's what Anthony Totri has to say. But the size of these players, right? But then also now I think the depth of weapons that you've added, the guys that we'll hear from today, right? There's not just one, right? Not just, one guy. Okay, you have Omarion Miller, you have Reed Harris as the two guys coming in, right? You have a bevy of running backs. You have Cutter Boley now, who I think is going to be a short yardage go-to guy when it comes to picking up 1 or 2 yards, QB sneak type stuff. I don't think he's going to be as mobile of a threat as Sam Levitt, but I do think that he can dip into his bag with that. And so I really do think that it is a roster better set up for red zone success, but it is up to the coaching staff to put them in a position to execute, because none of us thought this team would have had problems punching it in last year, and they did.
No, for sure. And again, I think the big takeaway there is Erik Ruby said it, size matters.
Yeah,
right.
Erik Ruby quoting Anthony Totri.
Parker in the chat celebrating 3 months of being a member, a part of that supporters club. Parker, we appreciate you. Him saying, I need you to send a message to the Deli Man for me. Deli Man, go Pats. Looking forward to making Sam Darnold revisit those ghosts of East Rutherford's past.
I am screenshotting, and I will be sending that in our PHNX Sun Devils group chat.
To Mr. Deli Man.
Yeah.
We got to change the group chat name to PHNX Sun Devils 2026.
Wow, that's right. He still does say 2025.
We can't be living in the past.
Probably just do like PHNX Sun Devils.
That's fair. We could. Well, you never know. You never know with this show, right?
Somebody's looking for PHNX Cardinals. Stick around. We're talking Nathaniel Hackett, and is Aaron Rodgers coming to the Valley? We'll do it soon. We promise.
Oh man, look, like I said, we got sound from Cutter, Omarion, and Reed. I want to get to the sound though real quick of David Abbott, the new running back, one of the new running backs for Arizona State. And the reason I want to is because, again, we were out there talking to these guys about why they transferred to Arizona State, what stood out, obviously the excitement about a lot of these new players. And I don't think there was a player that had a bigger smile on his face when I asked him about the offense and its potential than David Abbott. This is what the Villanova transfer running back had to say about what this ASU offense could potentially accomplish in 2026.
I mean, I think they're thinking right. Like, we got, especially out this portal, we got a lot of additions that the team really needed. Like, I mean, we're getting top wide receivers. We got a great quarterback room. And the quarterback room is going to be competition there, too. Like, I feel like, especially if we're on the same page and we're on point, I think it would be the best offense in the Big 12. And maybe even the nation. Like, I feel like I have a lot of high hopes for this team. The team's looking good. And everybody that we're hyped about, they've been proving it in the workouts. Like there's no slouches. Like, no, we're not waiting for nobody. So I'm really excited for the season, really.
When I asked him about it, it kind of stemmed from the fact that you see on social media the fans, right? You talk to the fans, and we do that a lot of, like, their excitement, seeing all these guys and what this offense is capable of and the potential of it. But to hear a player kind of echo that and say, you know what, yeah, like I think they're right. Like, it says a lot.
Could you imagine going from, and I say this with all due respect,
what somebody says right before they disrespect somebody else.
Going from looking around in the Villanova locker room to the offensive weapons that you have to looking around in the Arizona
He was
State
the only Villanova weapon.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and again, I mean, no disrespect to Villanova, right? But this is like going from riding a bike to driving a Bentley. Like, it's a complete change, right? And I'm not saying that Arizona State is going to have the best offense in the nation, like he said, right? The Bentley's not the fastest car, but it's way nicer. And you definitely have all the promise of being it because you have Omarion Miller and Reed Harris and Cutter Boley and an established offense that you've had beforehand. Like Wes Beasy in the chat says, you're only as good as your last game. And in our last game, our offense put up the most yards in the history of a 92-year bowl. And these weapons have been added. Right, so it's not just the guys that we're going to hear from today. It's not just the newcomers. It's the depth and it's the base that you've already had established. And I get it. You're losing Jordan Tyson and Sam Levitt and Raleek Brown, the triplets. I understand that. But you're bringing in maybe a new set of triplets, which, you know.
Yeah, Kenny Dillingham's pretty much Octomom at this point because we went from like one pair of triplets
to another pair.
From Sam, JT, and Raleek.
Well, we had a pair of triplets the year before, too. It was the same triplets.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. They just
Sam,
grew up, took a year off.
And
took a year
Cam.
off. Yeah, and then this is what you get. You get Kenny Dillingham restocking this Arizona State roster full of talent. And I know a lot of the shine is going to be on Reed, Omarion, and Cutter. And I think that's fair. And given what they've been able to accomplish at their respective universities prior to transferring here, would lead you to believe that those are going to be the stars of the show. David Abbott, Marquise Gillis, Anthony Miller, some of the Raiden Vinesbright, some of these other names that Arizona State was able to supplement the star power with via the portal are going to be contributors, I think, at a higher rate than the contributors were last year, than the Jaron Hamiltons, potentially the Jalen Mosses, and in a way where I think those new guys are going to be competing with the guys, the Jalen Mosses.
Right. I mean, the two guys you just said are still here.
Exactly. So this offense is going to be, I think, a little bit more experienced. It is going to be a lot bigger. One of the big takeaways from me kind of moving off of what David Abbott had to say about what this offense could potentially look like in 2026. First off, I agree with him. I think this offense could be, it should be the betting favorite to be the best offense in the Big 12. I think that's fair. I don't care what Texas Tech did, to be honest with you. Their offense didn't really blow me away last season when they played Arizona State. You saw how that game went, right? And you saw what Texas Tech's offense looked like in the CFP, right? And I know they got Brendan Sorsby.
That's a big change.
Doesn't scare me.
That's a big
doesn't scare me. I'm not Brendan Sorsby. Brendan Sorsby is not somebody that like I'm seeing on Halloween and I'm like, oh, like doesn't scare me.
You
can be scared. Are you saying you're scared of Sorsby?
Sorsby and Tech, man, it's a dangerous combo, man. It's a dangerous combo.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Sorsby was the second best quarterback in the portal by your money when we talked about it.
Yeah,
I mean,
Doesn't scare
I'm not gonna downplay it.
I'm not downplaying. I'm just saying it doesn't scare me.
Well, you just don't get scared. You're just big and tough.
No, certain things stuff scares me.
You're 6'3", you go to sleep early.
$140. Yeah.
You take care of business.
Yeah, it's what I do, right? I think the biggest thing for me is we have spent the last several weeks talking about this offense and its potential and what it could look like with the new additions, primarily with the idea of Reed Harris and Omarion Miller were going to be on the perimeter. They were going to be your outside guys. Based off of the conversation that I had with Omarion Miller today, it doesn't sound like that's necessarily going to be the case. It sounds like you're going to have Reed Harris on the perimeter, but you are going to potentially have more of Omarion Miller playing in the slot. More of somebody that is just going to really torch nickel corners, going to put defenses in a bind. I anticipate him moving kind of all over the formation, the offense. But that, for me, was a bigger takeaway as to somebody that we initially had kind of penciled in as being maybe a little bit more of a perimeter guy. He's going to be potentially a little bit more in the slot. And I think
that's interesting because then what's next for Eusebio, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, not just Eusebio, Jalen Moss.
Jalen Moss.
And now who's on the perimeter outside there?
Is it Jaren on the perimeter?
Is it Jaren? Is it Raiden?
Does Jalen Moss move out to the perimeter, even though that's not really where you would expect him to be as much?
I don't know.
That's interesting. I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna say I disagree with it, but I could see him being both, right? And I could see him doing both. But you do have options, right? Last year, it felt like, okay, if it wasn't Jordan Tyson, then who the hell is it going to be? For one game, it was Jaren Hamilton. Consistently, it was Derek Eusebio, but like he's not putting up 100 yards per game.
And what I will say quickly on that note is talking to Derek Eusebio today, recovering from a little bit of an injury, just tightening everything up pretty much. He is kind of TBD on whether or not he will be ready for spring football.
Okay.
But he will 1,000% be ready for the season. Still just kind of playing it by ear to kind of see where he will be at in spring. So we've seen that in the past, how players missing spring ball kind of throws a little bit of a wrinkle in like what the actual offense and defense look like early on.
I just feel like it may be a little bit different with him because A, he's kind of like a Swiss Army knife, and B, like the coaching staff knows about him. And it's not like he's a new guy, right? But yeah, I mean, if you come in and there are 5 other wide receivers who are producing at a great level, then you're going to have to really earn that in fall camp.
Yeah, 1,000%. You're going to have to earn that in fall camp. And David Abbott's not the only new Sun Devil that we spoke to today. We're going to let you guys listen into what Cutter Boley, Omarion Miller, and Reed Harris had to say about transferring to Arizona State on the other side of our first break.
Football fan or just an Arizona State fan in general, you know all about Mountain America Credit Union. Of course, not only is Mountain America Credit Union a proud sponsor of Arizona State University, of course, Mountain America Stadium in Tempe, but they also put their money where their mouth is. They donate $250 to support university athletics for every field goal made this past season. They'll provide $20,000 in scholarships to local student athletes each year. Plus, they sponsor a shoe donation program to award brand new shoes to community members in need. But they're also here for you, as you are also a part of the community as well, with their My Style checking account that has perks just for you. I'm talking restaurant deals, identity protection, telehealth access, mobile phone protection, loan rate discounts, offers on travel and events, and so much more. You can make My Style your lifestyle at Mountain America Credit Union. They have great credit card options as well. So make sure you visit macu.com/mystyle to apply. Insured by NCUA, membership required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost registration and activation. Terms, conditions, and exclusions, well, yeah, they apply. I always like to stop by Circle K because I got one right next to me. I'm sure you got one right next to you as well. They're on every single corner here in the Valley, but I also love how they continue to elevate their game, not just by being a member of the Inner Circle so that you can get deals on gas and drinks and snacks and meal deals and everything of the sort, which we'll get into in a second, but because they care about the consumer. And look, I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit of a germaphobe. I'm washing my hands all the time. I got the hand sanitizer and sometimes filling up at the gas station. I wasn't feeling too great. I used a lot of hand sanitizer afterwards, and the Circle K right next to me, guess what? They put gloves gloves and hand sanitizer right next to all the pumps so that I can feel nice and clean when I'm getting a lot of money off my gas because I am a member of the Inner Circle for free. I've always been a member of the Inner Circle since before I was here at PHNX because it just makes sense. But not only do you save money on gas, but you also can buy 2, get 1 free of a Monster 16-ounce energy featuring a Circle K exclusive Ultra Punk Punch and so much more. Join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms, conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details.
Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Also, Erik.
What?
We got a big sale.
Ooh.
Big boy sale.
Well, if you want to know who the special guest is tomorrow, well, you got to become a diehard. Well, I mean, and a lot of you in the chat are already diehards, but if you're not, big game die hard sale for, of course, the big game, aka the Spring Bowl or Spring.
The Spring Bowl.
I was gonna say the spring football game. Open practice in a couple of months or a couple of weeks. That's what we're doing the sale for. No, it's the Super Bowl. 60%
as
off.
It says PHNX Cardinals Super Bowl up there.
60% off diehard memberships, $32 for a year instead of $80, and of course you get all the access of being a diehard that you get, plus a free T-shirt, 20% off of merch. After that, access to the diehard Discord, and so much more. That's right. Sharon says now, JJB, it is your chance.
I spoke to JJB out there too, so that we'll hear from Jason Brown Jr. either on our
that's not JJB. That's JBJ.
You're right.
Come on.
JJB.
I was like, JJB was at ASU football media
availability. You're right.
I was like, let's go. Expanding his horizons.
I'm locked in. That's what it was. Wes BZ says Miller in the slot will kill Nichols and backers. Abbott and Gillis are both 6 foot plus 200 pounds.
And if Reed is 6'5", that alone solves our red zone problems.
If Champ doesn't have a great run blocking grade, he can't come home on breaks. I think that's fair. I think that's absolutely fair. So Champ, you heard it here first. Better block if you want to go home on break. I think that's only fair. But getting to the heavy hitters from today's media availability, including Cutter, Omarion, and Reed Harris, I want to hit the wide receivers here quickly before we get to Cutter, specifically because, again, I think a big part of the inefficiencies in the Arizona State offense in 2025 was the fact that outside of Jordan Tyson, there wasn't necessarily a set of consistent production. Not that there wasn't talent at the position, but in terms of like production on a consistent basis, it just wasn't there. And then when Tyson went down, you saw that at times, like there wasn't really a true threat for defenses to have to respect in the passing game, right? And it was amplified when Sam went down. But that should change this year with Reed, with Omarion Miller. So why transfer here? Why transfer to Arizona State? Again, we're talking about 2 wide receivers who were, I mean, ranked top 5, top 6 in the transfer portal via the rankings. This is what Reed Harris had to say on why he ultimately picked Arizona.
Really, Coach Hines and Coach Dillon, I want to be developed. I want to be able to make it to the next level after this. After seeing what he's been able to do with Jordan Tyson, I think I want to be able to follow in those footsteps, but make a name for myself.
What?
Hines Ward.
Because of Kenny Dillingham and Hines, what? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a surprise at all. But also the Jordan Tyson mention of it, you and I talked about it on, was that yesterday's show?
Dog, I don't know. These shows blend sometimes.
It was yesterday's show talking about NFL draft prospects and ASU potentially getting a couple of first rounders, and obviously Jordan Tyson being the headliner of that. And we talked about how guys will look at you putting out NFL talent or high producing college talent and think to themselves like, that should be me. I want that to be me. And Reed Harris could have gone somewhere else and been certified wide receiver #1.
Yeah.
Right. And he might be wide receiver #1 here. I'm sure he has the belief and confidence in himself that he can be.
Yeah.
But it was after Omarion Miller had committed that he did, right? So that is running towards the competition, not away from it. But when you have faith in the system, you have faith in the people around you, and you have faith in the results that you have seen now over the last couple of years, you can tangibly look at that and say, okay, that can be me if I do everything right. And I'm sure Reed Harris is like, well, I'm going to do everything right. And I believe in myself. And so having these guys to follow in your footsteps, now let's say Omarion Miller and Reed Harris, well, they make it to the NFL draft, right? They go on to the next level. They produce at an all Big 12 level here at Arizona State. Well, then the next group of transfer wide receivers are going to be like, well, why the hell wouldn't I go there? Especially if they do it this year with a transfer quarterback and somebody who's not a Sam Levitt who really took college by storm, but also Arizona State proving if we have a new quarterback in here, you can have faith that we are still going to figure it out with you specifically at the wide receiver position.
And I love the fact that he brought up JT's name, like, and used it in this sense, right? Of like, I saw what Hines was able to do with JT and where those two were able to take Tyson's career in just a span of like 2 playing years, right? Somebody that came back from a major injury and had a career resurgence. And what it did to this offense, what it did to the careers around JT, speaks volumes. And to have Reed Harris say, yeah, that's a big reason why I want to come here. Again, like you said, he could have been a wide receiver 1 anywhere else.
Yeah.
He could have been a wide receiver 1 at most places that didn't also add an Omarion Miller, right? Who was ranked even higher via the transfer portal ranking. So why did Omarion decide to stay in the Big 12 and transfer to Kenny Dillingham's Arizona State?
Coach Hines played a big role in that. Just being in the Big 12, already. And I feel like, it's pretty my company that I can take over for real. And just, Arizona State itself, like, I love this place, so definitely say those things.
Huh? What? The coaches? What?
Hines Ward?
Huh?
Yet again?
But I also love the fact that he's like, I feel like this could be my conference.
Yeah, that goes. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That is the soundbite that you'll play at the beginning of the Omarion Miller season-long highlight tape.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's just like, I feel like this could be my conference. And then it's some sort of song that he's like, oh, yeah, I'm listening to this song. And then it plays that. And then it starts
goes crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good amount of confidence. You got to back it up. But I do think that he'll be able to back it up. And again, Hines Ward coming into play here, right? Yeah. A great recruiter and a
great coach.
And he's very new at this as well. And think about some of the receivers that they're getting on the high school level that are committing to. And so, and guess what? Besides Jordan Tyson, who left obviously for the draft, like how many wide receivers that actually hit the field last year left?
Yeah.
How many? 0 that actually hit the field? Eusebio, Jalen Moss, Jaron Hamilton.
Corey Butler still here, didn't hit the field. Plas Johnson still here. Harry Hassman still here. Yeah, I mean,
you brought in the two of the top receivers in the portal and retained all of your other wide receivers. That's a Hines Ward move, man. And especially like Hines, who, look, Jaron Hamilton, with the way that Hines Ward has been coaching, which is the correct way to coach him, but not all guys respond well to that. Literally going out in the media and being like, he doesn't know the playbook. He's just not good enough at knowing what's going on. And a lot of times guys would hear that and they'd be like, oh, yeah.
Peace.
You know, the meme where it's the guy who does this and then like disappears because of the piece. Like that could have been Jaron Hamilton.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what he did on the field.
Should have tweeted that when Sam bounced.
Yeah.
that would have been good.
Sam Levitt.
To Baton Rouge I go.
Sam Levitt in 2024. I want to be a Sun Devil for life. Sam Levitt in 2025. Peace. But again, to bring in these two guys and to retain everybody is such a testament to Hines. It's a testament to the guys who wanted to stay and compete. And it's a testament to those two for not just coming in and competing with each other, but coming in with an established wide receiver core you're going to be competing with as well. It is one of the deepest rooms on the team, and hopefully the production can match that this year because it didn't last year. But Omarion Miller, man, has the chance to be all Big 12 first team wide receiver.
Should be preseason first team.
Conference selection.
Yeah, for sure.
What was he? Was he on the all Big 12 team this year?
At the end of the year?
Yeah.
I don't know. Off the top of my head.
Colorado was bad. I don't know.
Yeah, they were horrible.
I don't know if you know, but
I think if anybody knows, it's me. I think if anybody knows that Colorado was straight butt cheeks in 2025, it is Sir Anthony Totri.
Well, he was an offensive player of the year.
Was he on the preseason team? the end of the year? Like you're looking if he was like a first team selection or second team
all Big 12
selection
team. Receivers. Omarion Miller was on the second team.
Second team.
Yeah.
Should be on the first team preseason. Yeah. Would be shocked if he's not on that team. Would also be pretty surprised if Reed Harris doesn't get a little bit of love as well.
Yeah. Like, so second team all Big 12 last year. And I don't see anything on preseason, but I can imagine that he was a preseason pick.
For sure. Again, we're talking about somebody that was, outside of Jordan Tyson, one of the premier receivers in this conference a year ago. So when he sits there and says February 4th, a month before spring ball, month and a half before spring ball, I feel like this is my conference to take over. He means it. He's been across this conference before.
Did you know?
Oh, God.
I'm on Omarion Miller's Wikipedia page right now.
So this is just straight facts.
I mean, it is. The Wikipedia is a reliable source. I don't care what they tell you.
Who's they?
They. Teachers, honestly.
Teachers.
They don't use Wikipedia. Wikipedia is one of the most reliable sources on the internet.
Okay, according to
Erik. Anyway. He was also a star basketball player in high school and was named the 2022 Male Athlete of the Year by the Shreveport Times in Northwest Louisiana.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. My guest.
I need to see Omarion Miller basketball highlights now.
Is that's where you're headed next?
Yeah, sorry, this is the ADHD.
Yeah, just immediately I got to go watch this dude play basketball. ADHD in me is, I forgot to mention, saw Kirtland Vakalahi today.
Oh, yeah?
Big mofo. Ginormous, dude. He's huge.
Yeah.
Oh, you really are on Omarion.
This is the wrong one. I'm pretty sure.
I also got breaking information.
Oh, yeah?
On the battle for the number 4.
Ooh.
Omarion Miller is going to be wearing number 4.
Okay.
Reed Harris says he let him have number 4. He said he didn't.
That's a big boss move.
Well, he said
him have it.
He said I didn't have an emotional tie. Like there was no like personal tie for 4. You want to know what he's going to wear?
5.
3.
3.
3 and 4 on the outside. Come on now. I'm here for it, man.
Omarion Miller
basketball
in 2023 averaged 26 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks per game, earning All-City first team honors in basketball. Yeah. He received an offer from Arizona at basketball.
Wow.
Holy shit.
That's awesome.
That is a guy that I'm sure has earned the confidence of saying this can be my conference. If you had the chance to play basketball at a high level, you chose football, and now you're pretty damn good at it, and now you're going to this situation, buddy, we might be looking at another first round pick.
Yeah, no, that's facts. Wes Beasy in chat talking about Jalen Moss. I can confirm he was there. He's back in Tempe.
He is.
I saw him today. He is not chilling with Sasquatch or the Loch Ness Monster. Yet he was at the facility. We'll see where he's at come spring ball.
Is Kirtland Vakalahi the Sasquatch?
No, he's not the Sasquatch, but way bigger than I thought he was.
Way bigger than a Sasquatch?
Again, like I think, well, I don't know if he's bigger than a Sasquatch.
Fun word, huh?
Sasquatch?
Yeah, sorry, the brain's just firing right now.
Yeah, just
Sasquatch.
It's just like
say that slow.
Sasquatch.
Very fun.
Or Bigfoot?
No, that's not
like Bigfoot.
Fun. I mean, Bigfoot's fine, but like Sasquatch.
What do you think Sasquatch wants to be called? You think anyone's ever asked him what he goes by?
I can't find him.
You prefer?
I talk to him. He's not real.
Should we ask Jalen Moss the next time he sees him?
Have you seen the Sasquatch in La La Land?
Does he prefer Sasquatch or Bigfoot? The question on today's episode of the PHNX Sun Devils show. Look, I think, again, and somebody said it earlier, I want to say it was Short Bus talking about, is this the best wide receiver room that Arizona State's had in the last decade? I think it's the best going into the preseason.
I think it has
going into the spring ball session.
Highest ceiling.
Yeah.
Who knows if it'll actually be the best, because there's been some good ones.
Yeah.
But on paper, this has the chance.
When was the last year that 2 Arizona State wide receivers had 700 or more receiving yards? It has to have been
Pearsall?
I don't know if they both had
700.
Yeah, I don't know if they both had 700 receiving yards.
How about we do this?
Let's get ready. Get ready, chat. There it is.
And so instead of us just staring at our computer, typing in and looking it up, let's hit a break, and then we'll talk about it on the other side of this. Gila River Resorts and Casinos, our favorite, has always been bringing excitement to the Valley, and right now they're also bringing those Vegas vibes. That's right. From now through April, I'm talking about the Vegas residency with exclusive concerts, extended DJ sets, chef-driven dining, pop-up bars, and surprise cameos, plus, of course, the fabulous Corvette giveaway with special perks for loyalty members. If you've been listening to the show for the last couple of weeks, you know all about the Corvette giveaway. 4 casinos, 4 Corvettes, 4 chances for you to win big. Wild Horse Pass, Vequiva, Lone Butte, and Santan Mountain. They've got ways to enter on Fridays, Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Thursdays, almost every single day of the week. You can get yourself closer to driving a brand new Corvette. Plus, they have exclusive giveaways throughout the promotion as well. And then April 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th, those will all be days that a Corvette will be given away, possibly to you. For more information, visit playatgila.com and don't miss your chance to accelerate into luxury. Play, earn, and win at any of their 4 casino locations today. And if you don't feel like making the trip out to Gila, just make a trip over to Circle K, because you stop by Circle K and you can get a multiplier scratcher or a triple game scratcher from our friends over at Arizona Lottery. Multiplier scratchers are the perfect way to add to your life. With multiplier scratchers from the Arizona Lottery, you can multiply all the good things like vacation, relaxation, and celebration. All things our production staff definitely deserves right now, given how shorthanded they are with the Super Bowl going on. But they can do that with our friends over at Arizona Lottery, because with over $270 million in prizes, you could win big and have enough to do more of the things that you love. They start at just $1 and have prizes up to $5 million. So with access to over 3,500 retailers from across the state, you can play whenever and wherever you like with our friends over at Arizona Lottery. Of course, if you're over the age of 21.
Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Again, appreciate everybody watching live, watching after the fact, and then, of course, listening on audio. We did it.
Yes.
We found the last time that 2 Arizona State wide receivers went over 700 receiving yards, and it was almost a decade.
Wow.
It's almost been
First of all, the fact that you're about to say it's been almost a decade and the names you're about to say, Unk status for real.
For sure, for sure. Unk status to the point of, like, I covered this team when I was in college.
Yeah.
In 2017.
I was in college.
We both were in college, I guess.
I was. They didn't hand me the reins to cover the football team yet, though. I was a little snot-nosed brat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then or now?
Both.
Yeah, gotcha. N'Keal Harry had 82 receptions for 1,142 receiving yards.
Jeez.
And 8 touchdowns. Kyle Williams.
Who
I believe is like a doctor now. 66 catches.
Doing more than what N'Keal's doing right now.
Dude.
Sorry, that
700 just a stray at N'Keal. 763 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns. Those two combined, obviously, for over 1,800 yards, over 140 receptions, and 15 touchdowns. Arizona State's wide receiver duo this year has those types of expectations, if not more.
It was close in 2019, though. That was a team that I was
2019 was, what did we say?
2019 was Ayuk and Darby.
And Darby came close.
Darby had like 600, Ayuk had like 1,100.
Yeah, so they were close in that year. And then the best part of this is the third leading receiver on this team was converted safety, Jalen Harvey, to wide receiver, who actually had like a good year for somebody who played defense.
Yeah.
33 catches, 558 receiving yards, and 1 touchdown on the year.
It's been 9 years.
Been a very, very long
Arizona
time.
State. And think about like the wide receiver duos that they've had too, like Pearsall and Bad. Like they've had talent. And it's been 9 years since they've had 2 go over 700.
Yeah, and that's not going to be acceptable this year. This year, with the level of talent you have at wide receiver, you need to be able to put up numbers like that, if not better. But again, it's not just going to be on the wide receivers. It's not just going to be on the play callers. It's going to be on the quarterback, who a lot of folks expect to be Cutter Boley.
Yeah.
Expect to be the Kentucky transfer.
Cutter Boley.
But I think the big question I had, right, and there's 2 sound bites we'll play for you guys here. But the big question I had is, like, what were you looking for, right? Like, what did you hope to find in the transfer portal? And ultimately, how did you find it so fast, right? Given the fact that you hit the portal opened, and like 3 days later, you're committed to Arizona State. So that is what I asked Cutter this morning, Cutter Boley, of like, when you went in the portal, when you went skydiving among the schools. What were you hoping to stand out? And this is what he had to say.
As a child, my dream was to play in the NFL, you know, like not any certain college, not anywhere in particular. So I think when I went into the portal, for me, it was a complete business decision on my end. Where is going to be best for my development, and where has a chance to win right now? You know, I want to win. I want to win at a high level, and I feel like this is the perfect spot with a great group of players that has the opportunity to win right now. And also, just for my development, Coach Dillingham and Coach Arroyo, and a lot of the other coaches up there are going to be great for my overall development and every aspect of football, really.
Yeah, somebody that, of course, similar to the guys that we heard from earlier, want to go to the NFL.
Yes.
They want to be developed. And the fact that this is now a place where top-level talent goes to try and make that jump, I think speaks volumes about what this program has been able to accomplish over the last 4 seasons, or last 3 seasons, going into Kenny's 4th year. But I think, again, like with Cutter, for him to see that, he mentioned the word authenticity a lot with Kenny and this staff, which is not new, right? It's not something that is like earth-shattering to fans of Arizona State when they hear of like why a player ultimately made that decision. But it is interesting for a quarterback of his age that started in the SEC for as long as he did last year for Kentucky, for him to say, I want to go to the NFL. I'm sure he had other big schools that he could have gone to. And for him to say, nah, I want to go to Arizona State. And to do it relatively quick.
Sure. Well, and to do it quick when you don't know who's going to be there.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you don't know who your wide receivers are going to be. You don't know who your offensive line is really going to be. You don't know if you're going to add any more running backs. You don't know who they're going to lose in the transfer portal. But to go from a place in Kentucky, which was not set up for his success from an offensive coordinator perspective, from a talent perspective, like they just were not using him right.
Yeah.
And they weren't putting him in the best position to succeed.
No, what was the guy that you had on?
Tyler, who I talked about, who's watched every Kentucky game in the existence of Kentucky, called their offensive coordinator,
former offensive coordinator,
a bozo.
Which is just a great insult.
Multiple times.
Great insult.
Tyler's great with his words and chooses them right. And he said, absolute bozo.
Yeah.
Said, sure, you're a nice guy, you're a family man, but you're a bozo. And that's why Tyler specifically, somebody who watched every single snap that Cutter Boley took at Kentucky, like still believes in him.
Yeah.
Right. And said I remember what he said to me, he's like, when you see a guy enter the transfer portal, you kind of go one of 2 ways. You either think, oh, okay, that sucks. Hope they do well. Or you go, damn, I feel like we just lost one.
Yeah.
He's like, I felt the latter. Like, I felt like we had lost somebody good that we didn't put in a right position to succeed, not only from a coaching perspective, but also at the same time too, like maybe you didn't know what the weapons were going to be. You didn't know exactly what was going to surround you, but you have faith in the staff to go and get you weapons. And maybe to help them get weapons here to Arizona State as well.
1,000%, right? And you did the perfect alley-oop there, because my next question to Cutter was, did that play a role? Like when you came to Arizona State, did you have those conversations with Kenny and Marcus of the types of players that ultimately they were targeting here? And he gave an answer that I think a lot of Arizona State fans are going to enjoy.
I mean, that's one of the biggest reasons I committed so early is I wanted to be able to recruit. I wanted to be able to be an influence and help kind of get some of these pieces that we needed out of the portal. And, I was blessed to be able to do that. With just how everything worked out, it was so seamless. Coach Dillingham was so real and so authentic to me and my family. And my family couldn't be happier with the decision I made and with the guys around me.
I'd love to know how much he actually played a role in the recruiting of Omarion Miller.
I'm sure it's part of it because he's the one who's throwing them the ball.
Yeah,
they got if I'm Omarion Miller, I'm not committing here unless I believe in the quarterback. Yeah. As much as I love Hines Ward, I'm not. It's like, okay, you had Jordan Tyson, but you also had Sam Levitt. If you don't have another quarterback, I'm not committing here.
Yeah. 1,000%. And for him to say, again, for him to make the business decision that he did to ultimately enter the transfer portal, and then to, within such a short period of time, figure out the school that he wanted to go to, commit to that school, and a big part of it being, I wanted to be here so I could help recruit, so I could help get this offense to where I think it can get. And he delivered. Everybody delivered, right?
Oh,
hell, Shimon Mateer delivered. Right? The forces at hand to get some of these players in the building, and here you are. I know it's early, I know it's February, but man, this is you look across at this facility and some of these players you got here, this feels like a team that is wanting to compete for a Big 12 championship yet again. And on paper, they look like they can.
Well, and you've been to a lot of these specific events, right? And so you've seen a lot of teams here. In fact, you've seen pretty much almost every team over the last decade.
I've seen every daily team.
And before that, obviously, you were at Notre Dame, but then before that, you were here for a while covering Arizona State football teams. Good Arizona State football teams, right? Obviously not championship teams, but still good.
The 2017 team that we just talked about.
Yeah, like really good teams.
Yeah.
For you to leave that and then come in here and be like, okay, like there's a look to this team. There's a size to this team. There's a feel about this team. Like, you don't just say that to say that. I know some people think that we just kind of talk out of our ass and only like say positive things about ASU, which again, watch any of our coverage from
Arizona State basketball
or
2023
or Herm stuff, like, or even Kenny's first year where we all believed in Kenny, but like they weren't winning games and they were losing by 50 points to Utah, right? Like, call it like we see it. And sometimes we'll end up getting it wrong, but other times we end up getting it really right.
Yeah.
and a lot of times when we've been in these buildings and seen these players and seen these teams for such a long time, like, to have stuff like that kind of stand out is important. It's not everything. It doesn't mean this team's going to win games, but if you had to take one or the other, a team that looks physically imposing or a team that doesn't, you take the first one.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And this team looks physically imposing. Again, I'd like to see a little bit more of the offensive and defensive line than I saw today. I didn't see a ton of them, just based off
the fact hiding from you.
Based off the fact that I was having those other conversations with some of these other guys. But again, like even like Erik Rawls, right? Who we're not going to play any sound here, but we'll have some for social later. It'll be up. If you are a part of our supporters club, you will get full access to the Erik Rawls and David Avett interviews. Versus if you're not, then you just get Cutter Boley, Reed Harris, and Omarion Miller. It's dedicated for the real supporters, the real diehards, the real sickos that love Arizona State. So you'll get to see all that. But even like Erik Rawls transferring here, right? Like Erik Rawls looks bigger too, right? Like everybody that they got via the portal, dude. And I'm short. They look huge.
But you've been around football players.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you're not like, oh wow. Like like we are on the field every single home game.
Yeah, I know what a football player looks like.
Right next to these dudes.
Yeah, they are huge.
Yeah, they're gigantic. They're all big guys. We've interviewed them in studios. I've stood next to CJ Fight before. He's massive. Duh.
Yeah.
Right? But it's like it's different when it's a team as well. I remember when ASU played Iowa State in the Big 12 championship. They just looked so much bigger.
This team, size-wise, especially on offense, I remember the team that I saw that stuck out to me most last year was Texas Tech. Yeah. Not on the field. I'm not saying like play. Just size. And obviously, it's like you have to have a certain level to you on top of being big, right? So I'm not going to sit here and just say like they were big, so they won games, right? That's stupid. They were gigantic, right? The oil money was legit. This team rivals Texas Tech size-wise at certain positions, which is something that we haven't seen in Tempe since Kenny has been here, like in all reality, right? So again, this is going to be fun, and there's still so much that we need to discuss offensively, defensively. But we are going to go ahead and take our final.
Look, over the weekend, I know that our good friend Anthony Totri was relaxing, watching UFC, and of course, indulging in Pure Edibles, because Pure Edibles, not just founded in Arizona, not just founded by 3 ASU alumni, but they are also just damn delicious, and they make you feel damn good. The best part about Pure Edibles is not just the fact that they taste like actual candy, no matter which version of Pure Edibles you get, it's that you know how you're going to feel. When you try edibles either for the first time or the 500th time, you want to know what you're going to feel like. I'm talking relaxed, uplifted, sleepy. It's clearly listed on the tin. It's not just indica, sativa, hybrid, even though they use a unique blend of cannabinoids such as CBN, CBG, and CBD, and of course, marijuana-derived THC to give you your desired effect, but they'll tell you how it makes you feel. Plus, they're easy to bite in half or rip apart to share, so you can dial in your exact dose. So go find yourself some Pure Edibles products from one of the over 130 dispensaries across Arizona. And guess what? The Waste Management Phoenix Open, it's here. February 3rd through the 8th, including today. That's right. Today, our friends at Don Julio are returning to the Valley and taking over the Waste Management Phoenix Open. They're offering a range of fun experiences and activities all week that you're not going to want to miss out on. First, the main attraction will be their setup at the Fairway House above the 12th hole, where you can get a margarita on draft, take a photo with the Don Julio truck, and even get a complimentary water, which might be the most important thing that you drink all day. Next up, stop by the 5th hole entrance located at the Fairmont for a personalization station, product sampling, elevated Don Julio cocktails, and more. If you've been to the Waste Management Phoenix Open, you know it's a great time, but our friends over at Don Julio make it an even better time. So keep your eye out, as there will be more announcements to follow, plus some of our PHNX crew are going to make it out there soon as well. So if you're planning on attending the tournament this year, make sure you visit our friends at Don Julio across the venue and tell them that PHNX sent you.
Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Again, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. I see chat going back and forth with a U of A troll here talking about football is king. Yeah, but ASU has been the queen in the state of Arizona 2 of the last 3 years. I'm confused, Erik.
Yeah.
Does Arizona have a Big 12 championship?
No.
Does Arizona have a trip to the college football playoff?
No.
I'm
also confused because, why are you here? Thanks for the view. I hope you hit the like button.
Yeah, I just don't. The trolls don't understand how to troll properly. Like, it doesn't make, like, when you sit down and you think about what you're going to comment, or maybe that is me just assuming that you're thinking as opposed to just like doing all that, right? Like, Arizona, yes, beat Arizona State in the Territorial Cup. While that is true, injuries play a factor. But I'm not going to sit here and say that. You have the cup. What we have is a Big 12 championship.
Yeah.
What you have is nothing. You have no Big 12 championship. You have no trip to the college football playoff. In fact, Arizona State's bowl game closer than your bowl game.
I don't want to flex losing closer in a bowl game, but your bowl game.
But they sit here and act like they won something.
Their bowl game was pathetic.
They sit here and act like they won something.
Was utterly pathetic. Look, I'm just so genuinely curious because look, I don't like U of A. Like, yeah, and I mean, I support Damon and Kevin, so I wouldn't go in there just like hating every day. But like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all here. Like, I'm not going in like other like U of A podcast talking about ASU. I'm living my life.
Yeah.
Right? And like, we appreciate the view. Thank you. Like, good job for helping us out there. I'm not going to tell you not to watch. I'm just like, I'm genuinely confused as to why you would spend, because Gerald's in here every single day. Like, why you would spend legitimately hours listening to me if you don't like the team that I'm talking about. Like, are we that entertaining? Because, like, hey, who knows?
Maybe
like,
that's what it is.
Like, I get why people would, listen to you because they're obsessed with you. They're calling you Totri.
Yeah.
And they can't get you out of their head. I just don't get it. Like, I can't personally fathom doing that with my life.
Yeah, I don't get it. He's just completely. I think maybe he is smacking his head in his keyboard, and just this is the sentences that's ultimately going. But I don't think we should spend any more time on a U of A troll in the chat. This Arizona State offense is going to be fun. These newcomers are going to be fun.
Let me ask you a question. Get out of here.
Okay.
Who has more receiving yards at the end of the year, Omarion Miller or Reed Harris?
Oh, you're a dirty man for that. You're making me pick a side here.
I'm not making you pick a side.
You're making me pick a side.
It could be a 1 yard difference.
Omarion Miller is going to have more receiving yards. Reed Harris is going to have more touchdowns.
Oh.
See what I did there?
What
do you got?
You can follow the show. I think Omarion has 200 more yards than Reed Harris this year. I think they have a similar amount of touchdowns, but I would say Reed Harris is like their go-to third down conversion guy. Omarion's like their big play, like lose him for 60 yards guy.
I'm here for it. I'm just here for football. I'm ready. I'm absolutely ready to rock. Let's do it. Lace him up. Put the pads in the shoulder, the pads and the helmet on. Let's go.
Put your shoulders on. It's time to play football.
Like I said, tomorrow's show, you're going to want to be here. A really awesome conversation.
Gerald, make sure you're here.
Really awesome conversation tomorrow with someone at Arizona State that does a lot, does big things for the Sun Devils. So you're certainly going to want to be here for that. Again, Friday, got some more sound for you guys. In the meantime, again, we appreciate everybody stopping by today, listening on audio, watching after the fact. If you want to follow us on social, we're going to have a lot of stuff the next couple of days, so highly recommend you do so at PHNX_Sun Devils, not just on X, but on Instagram and on TikTok as well. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow this guy right here, the lister, at Erik Ruby. That is Erik with a K. And you could follow Senor Ayrton at the Freckled Mamba on social. And we will see you guys tomorrow again for an awesome show. In the meantime, though, go Devils. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.